Baroness Chakrabarti is a leading critic of the Rwanda Act. She calls it one of the most anti-human rights laws to have passed in the UK. The Rwanda Act declares Rwanda a safe country and is part of Prime Minister Rishi Sunak's plan to stop the small boats crossing the English Channel. Chakrabarti on Wednesday said it has severely restricted the role of UK courts in considering asylum claims.
Lawyers will bring claims under this very draconian legislation, but ultimately they will be heading for the European Court of Human Rights in Strasbourg because they will in the end have little choice.
She said it's important lawyers do this, but added she believes Sunak will then use this pretext to promise to pull out of the European Court of Human Rights, or ECHR.
He thinks he can repeat the electoral trick by finding another Brexit-type feeling. But of course, we've already left the European Union, so now the target of his rhetoric is the Court of Human Rights in Strasbourg. And so that's what the Stop the Boats policy is really about. It's not stop the boats, it's stop the courts.
She said this might not be enough for the Conservatives to win the general election, but could save them seats that would otherwise go to the Reform Party. The Human Rights Act 1998 brought the European Convention of Human Rights into domestic British law. It was made law by Tony Blair, but is also cherished by Jeremy Corbyn supporters and others across the entire Labour movement. Chakrabarti said it may be able to bind the Labour Party together. Speaking earlier at a press conference, Chakrabarti also touched on climate policy. In the recent landmark climate case, the ECHR ruled the Swiss government had failed to protect elderly Swiss women from heat waves because Switzerland had not done enough to cut greenhouse gas emissions.
And here what we see is human rights principles, like the right to respect for your private and family life and autonomy and so on, working with the less sharp-toothed Paris principles and climate treaties, the two mixing to become a more potent governing law.
She said climate treaties are intended to hold governments and corporations more tightly to account. But if they don't follow the treaties, then activists, lawyers and courts will step up to challenge them. Malcolm Hudson, NTD News, London.